Come to my party. Missy Ella lived with her mom and her two sisters, Primrose and Daisy. Primrose and Daisy were twins. They were always neat, tidy, and as sweet smelling as flowers.
Missy Ella wasn't near to or tidy. She was a muddy kind of couple.
One day a letter arrived at Missy Ella's house. It was an invitation. Missy Ella showed the invitation to her sisters. They grabbed it at once.
A garden party? What fun, Primus said. There'll be lots of yummy food and balloon dancing. Daisy said, I bet Prince Popsy will dance with me. No, he won't. He will dance with me. Primus snorted.
Can I go? Missy Ella asked. Oh no, Primrose said. You're much too messy. Missy Ella looked at herself. She was a bit of a mess. She'd been making mud pies in the garden. But she loved parties, so she went to find her mom. Please, can I go to the party, Mom? Missy Ella begged. Please.
She kept on and on until at last her mother gave in. But you must look clean and tidy, her mom warned. Missy Ella was so excited. She ran upstairs and put on her party dress.
We'll look after you. Oh, Missy Ella, don't wear that dress now, said her mom. You'll get it dirty. I won't, Mom, Missy Ella promised. I'll be very careful. All right, her mom sighed. But if you spoil that dress, you can't go to the party.
Missy Ella sat on the sofa. She didn't move. She wanted to run and play, but she didn't dare get her dress dirty. Primrose and Daisy smiled at one another.
Come outside with us, Daisy said. But what about my dress? Missy Ella said. I'll get it dirty. We'll look after you, Daisy smiled. Okay, said Missy Ella. I'm bored of sitting here.
Primrose and Daisy took Missy Ella down the road. There were lots of muddy puddles. Missy Ella, I bet you couldn't jump over that puddle, said Primrose. I could, said Missy Ella. I'm good at jumping. She tried to jump over it.
See, said Missy Ella. I told you I could do it. Oh, Missy Ella, you're clever, smiled her sister. Splat.
Then they came to a prickly hedge. Missy Ella, I bet you couldn't crawl through that hole in the hedge, said Daisy. I bet I could, said Missy Ella. I'm good at crawling through holes. At first, she got stuck, but the twin pushed and Missy Ella crawled through the hedge.
Oh, Missy Ella, you're brave, sniggered Primrose and Daisy. Then they came to a stream and Daisy spotted a rope swing. I bet you couldn't swing across the stream on that rope, said Daisy. I could, said Missy Ella. I'm good at swinging on ropes.
Missy Ella held into the rope and her sister gave her a big push. She almost made it across. Almost, but not quite. Splash! Oh dear, said Missy Ella. You are a mess, Primrose giggled.
When Missy Ella got home, her dress was muddy, torn, and dripping wet. Her mom was very cross. Look at you, she stormed. Your dress is ruined. Now you have to stay at home and miss the party.
Swish, swash. Missy Ella began and began. But this was no good. At 6 o'clock, her sister went off the to the party without her. Bye-bye, Missy Ella. We'll tell you all about it tomorrow. Thank you, go. Missy Ella went up to her room in tears.
She lay on her bed and cried and cried. She really wanted to go to the party. She really wanted to see Buckingham Palace and meet Prince Potsy. It's not fair, she thought. I wish I could go.
There was a puff of pink smoke. A kind of hippie smiled at her. Who are you? Missy Ella sniffed. I am fairy godmother, said the old hippo. Why are you crying? Missy Ella explained about her sister and how she had ruined her dress. The fairy godmother listened.
Then she waved her wand. Messiella, she said, you shall go to the party. Messiella looked down at her clothes. Her torn, muddy dress had vanished. Now she was wearing a sparkly t-shirt and jeans.
Wow, said Missy Ella. I look great. But how can I get to the party? I'm late already. The fairy godmother waved her wand again. Missy Ella muddy trainers turned into silver rollerblades. Oh, thank you, fairy godmother, cried Missy Ella. She whistled off down the road and stopped sped.
Who's that? Messiella arrived at Buckingham Palace. She zoomed in on her rollerblades and skidded to a halt. All the other hippos stared at her. Prince Potsy stared most of all. Who's that? Primrose whispered to Daisy.
I don't know, Daisy said. She looked a bit like our messy little sister. Don't be silly, Primrose said. She's much too pretty. Anywhere, Missy Ella. At home, Prince Poppy lived onto the table. Okay, everyone, it's time to play. Some games, he shouted.
Games? Said Primrose. I don't like games. And what about the ballroom dancing? Asked Daisy.
But the prince wasn't interested in ballroom dancing. He wanted to play jumping games and crawling through the whole game.
And swinging on rope games. Primrose and Daisy didn't want to join in, but they were the only ones who weren't playing, and then they had to. But they weren't good at games like Messiella.
They got splashed jumping in the puddles. Their dresses crawling through the holes. When they swung on the rope, they fell off every time. Prince Potter didn't even notice them. He only wanted to be with one person, the mischievous hippo on the silver rollerblade.
Messiella had a wonderful time. Then the clock struck 9. Messiella said goodbye to the prince and whisked home. She crept into bed before her mom came up to say goodnight.
Primus and Daisy weren't so lucky. Their mom met them at the door. Look at your party dresses, she gasped. They rude. They were sent straight to bed. Missy Ella was waiting for them. How was the party? She asked.
Wonderful, Primrose said, telling a big lie. Prince Potsy danced with me all night, Daisy added. Really? Messiella smiled. Primrose and Daisy didn't answer. They were staring at the silver rollerblades at the end of Messiella's bed.